They're calling on her to take a firm stand against separatism, something she hasn't explicitly done.
The NDP is also accusing Smith of stoking the separatism movement with her national unity threat and policies distancing Alberta from Ottawa.
We need the Premier to say no to separatism, said NDP spokesperson. We need her to stand with the Chiefs.
We need the Premier to say no to separatism. We need her to stay firm and say that she stands with the Chiefs, that Alberta will never be separated from the rest of Canada.
If you don't believe in Canada and you are a tiny, tiny fringe minority, then this government is spending too much time on you already.
And here's the part that might hit close to home. If Alberta goes down this road, it's not just Alberta that gets affected. It could trigger a domino effect. Quebec nationalists shaking up investor confidence and even messing with federal programs that every Canadian relies on. Some in Smith's cabinet are arguing calm. Her Indigenous Relations Minister said, "Emotions are high right now after the election. Let things cool down. People will settle and see it's not going to be as bad as some think." But critics say that it's a deflection. The bill exists. The conversations are happening. The separatist movement isn't new, but this time it's coming with new tools, new momentum, and a premier who hasn't ruled it out. And then there's the big question nobody wants to say out loud. What happens if a referendum does pass? Canada doesn't have a clear legal path for a province to leave. The Clarity Act, introduced after the 1995 Quebec referendum, lays out some ground rules, like the need for a clear question and a clear majority, but there's still no roadmap. It would almost certainly go to the Supreme Court, spark national protests, and divide Canadians for years to come. If this video helped you understand what's really happening in Alberta, please hit that like button. It tells YouTube this is worth sharing. And if you want more Canadian political deep dives that skip the spin and they're straight to the point, subscribe and stick with me. We've got a lot more to cover in the weeks ahead. And just to recap, Alberta has introduced legislation that makes it easier for citizens to call for referendums, including one on separation. Indigenous leaders say it violates treaties. Ottawa is demanding Alberta step in line. Smith insists the bill is being misrepresented, but 30% of Albertans say they'd consider leaving Canada. Meanwhile, the NDP and others say this is a crisis awaiting to happen. And honestly, they might be right. Canada's strength truly lies in its unity, but that unity is being tested in ways we haven't seen in decades.